What's going on, people? It's been an eventful morning. I guess not that eventful. All I did was tarp my containers. I got stuff between my containers. It says be I guess this thing a tropical depression or whatever. It's heading this way for the next 4 days, 4 to 5 days. We're gonna get a lot of rain. Hopefully not too much. This is the lowest part of my property. That's where I got my containers. There's a big pond right behind my containers. It's rained a lot here, and it's never really been a threat of a flood, but I don't know if it's ever rained as much as it's going to rain this time. And it hadn't rained for about a couple of weeks, so hopefully the ground is getting dried and can suck up a lot of water. But anyway, a little concerned about it because I got a lot of stuff in these containers. Basically, my whole life is in these containers, so hopefully they're watertight, airtight. That's what I'm rooting for. But hopefully it doesn't get that bad. Hopefully it's not going to rain as much as they're saying it's going to, and we'll be okay out here. We'll be okay out here. Either way, we'll be okay out here. So, man, I don't need that stuff to live out in the woods. That's for sure. But anyway, when I was out in the world, I was going to buy this gun. It was called a B-22 Precision. It was a salvage B-22 Precision gun. And this gun was bad. Every time I went to the gun shop, I looked at it and I was like, God, man, I can't pay $600 and something for a 22. And it's like a tactical looking gun. And then you think precision, you think spot on, it's going to hit the target. It takes a lot to get to that point. And these guns come with no fixed sights. You got to put a scope on them, whatever. So I didn't buy it. The most I pay for guns is, I usually pay $300 for a gun, but when it comes to accessories, they're about $500 guns when I'm done with them. But that's what I want. I want to have enough money left over to buy this, to buy a scope, buy a flashlight, buy a laser, whatever I'm going to put on it. I like to have that money left over. And there's probably 2 guns I have I have an AR-15 that costs, I think, $600, and I have a 308 that costs about $500. So I have spent a little bit more money for a gun, but I didn't buy that B-22 Precision. Like I said, I loved it, and then a couple of years later, Salvage came out with it. I love a 64. Salvage 64 is one of my favorite 22s. That's why I have 2 of them. But one scoped out and everything, and the other one's just bare fixed sights. So, and you can hit, and I can shoot great with both those guns. But anyway, during the pandemic. Maybe right before the pandemic or right in the pandemic, Salvage came out with this Precision 64. Well, when I found out about it, that's when it was. So they were $300, and I was like, man, I've not paid $300 for a 22. I don't think ever. To be honest with you, I don't think any of my 22s cost $300. But anyway, I got on there. I got on a couple. I got on Kentucky Gun Company website. Academy Sports, Durham Sports. I got on like 3 or 4 websites, and I found this one at Sportsman Warehouse in Murfreesboro, and they had it for $2.99. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy it. But I didn't get the one I wanted. People were buying guns up so quickly during that time. Guns and ammo, man, you couldn't get them. If you didn't get it the day they came out or in a week, they were gone. They had a Desert Storm, Desert Brown looking one. It was really cool. It supposedly had a 20-round magazine, which I liked. But every time I went on a website, to anybody's website to get that gun, they just didn't have it in stock. So I ended up going with the black one with a 10-round magazine. It's not really what I wanted, but I was like, you know what, I'm just going to get the gun because they're never in stock or having an inventory. So I ended up buying the gun. It's set in a box forever because I didn't have a scope for it. I didn't have all the things I wanted for it. I didn't have the 20-round magazine. It came with this 10-round magazine here, and I got tons of these Salvage, and they're pretty good magazines, but I wanted the 20-round magazine, which is this one, which I had to order. I just ordered this one 2 weeks ago, and it finally came, and it's just like the small ones, but it holds 20 rounds, and it actually holds 20 rounds. So a shout out to Salvage, because the other 3 guns I have that are supposed to take 20-round magazines, you can't get 20 rounds magazine or 20 bullets in the magazine. So shout out to them to make a magazine that you can put 20 rounds in, and it's solid. I just broke this gun out. I probably shot this gun a few times because I had a scope on it that I didn't like. and it just wasn't up to par. So I got me a Bushnell sight or a scope, and it was pretty. So two things I wanted with this gun, I got the 20 round magazine, the scope, and then I wanted a flashlight that had the laser in the flashlight. I didn't want like the laser on the flashlight. I wanted a laser in the flashlight. So I actually got that too. So I got all three things I wanted. At the end of the day, this $400 gun probably cost me the $600 that I just could have bought the B-22 for. But on that note, I would still have to spend a few $100s for the accessories for that B-22 Precision. So it would have cost a lot more than $600. It'd probably been around $800 or $900, and I just couldn't do it. So what I paid for this thing here, and this is it's a cool gun. It's a cool gun. I'm gonna start out with the 10 round mags, but I'll show you what this one looks like in here. I mean, it's a good, cool gun. It's got the big bull barrel, or it's more than reinforced barrel. They call them bull barrels because they're really thick. They're big. That's a lot bigger than a regular 64 barrel. It's thicker. Call it a bull barrel. Flashlight with a laser in it. This thing, you can do it with just a laser. You can do it with just a flashlight. You can do it the laser and the flashlight on, and you can do a flashing flashlight, like a strobe light to blind somebody. So that's a cool flashlight, and it wasn't cheap. This scope wasn't cheap. That muzzle suppressor was not cheap, or this magazine was like 30 something bucks. So this ended up being about a $500 22, but I think it's pretty cool looking. This sight, the scope needs a little more adjusting to it, but I'm really shooting. I got some water buckets down there. I'm not shooting still. I mean, I'll take a few shots at some still, so you probably won't hear that ting, because I got about 6 water buckets down there. I got jugs with red water in them, dye in them, where I can see the bullet. Well, I can see them better for one, until you can see the water shoots out of them better. So like I said, I'm really excited about this one. This ain't a homesteader gun. This ain't a living off grid gun. Like I said, if you're on a budget, you might not want to get this one because it's not cheap. It's not cheap at all, and especially when you start adding accessories to it, it's going to be a little expensive. But like I said, I bought this gun when I was out in the world, and I thought I would use it for like rabbit hunting, but I'm going to buy another 20 round magazine, maybe 2 more. And this is, you know what, it's supposed to be the replacement for the shotgun, but this thing is about as heavy as a shotgun with this big bull barrel. I mean, the chassis is light. It's the same exact receiver as a Salvage 64, but it has this MDA rail on it, so that what makes it different. And this is I think it's MDT chassis that they put on it. So you know, they did their homework on this. They made a precision gun for us cheap people who can't afford that B-24. So I was really excited to put this one together last night when I had all the stuff to finally put it together and make it look like I wanted it to. I think it's pretty badass, so let's see how it shoots. We'll do a 10 round magazine first. And like I say, you won't hear a lot of dinging because I'm not going to shoot that still the whole time. I'm just going to spread it all around because I got targets everywhere down there today, and I'm really excited about shooting some of them. Like I said, it's pretty stiff too. Let's put our gloves on. That barrel, as thick as it is, probably going to get pretty hot. I mean, it might not, but I'm going to put a lot of rounds downrange real quick in this thing, so it probably will. So let's put some gloves on. I've burnt myself enough the last couple of weeks. So, a little windy down here today, so if I hit it 4 or 5 times, it's probably going to start moving all over the place. So, let's see if we can hit it a couple times out of the bat. I have one magazine that's a piece of crap, and this might be the one. So let's use another one. Man, you know what? I was sitting here thinking after shooting this thing, we could have a shoot off between this one and my original, since it has a scope on it, original Savage 64, and see if this thing's worth. This thing costs twice as much as that old reliable 64 that I have. Twice as much. And I can hit anything with that 64. That old one with that old BSA scope on it. This scope probably costs twice as much as that BSA scope. This gun costs twice as much. But they can do this exact same thing. I'm going to try some of these buckets down barrel, water buckets down here. Totally knocked it off the thing it was sitting on. So, and that was a big gallon. I didn't think it'd take that down that easily. And once we're done shooting these magazines, I'm not going to reload. I got some stuff I got to do, and I think it's already almost about 2 o'clock. I got down here late today. I got some targets right in front of me, probably about 15 yards. It's making easy work of everything I shot at. Here's the test. I got a bucket. My last one is, I got a paint bucket left over too down there. I got a paint bucket. I got another jug about 50 yards on a tree down there right above my 6-inch gong, which everybody knows I can never hit. So, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. Damn. 50 yards, second shot. Not bad. I tell you what, with a little bit of adjusting with that scope, this thing might be a shooter. This thing might be a shooter. I mean, like I said, I just started shooting it. That scope is right out of the box. I haven't adjusted it at all, and it is so clear. I mean, it's probably one of the best scopes I've ever used. It's really clear. I almost feel like I can reach out and touch the target, but it does need a little adjustment. Like I said, I hit everything I shot at pretty easily. So I'm excited about that. But the X is not exactly on the target. It can probably be moved over just a little bit. I just adjusted it with my shooting because I can see where the bullet hit. So it needs to be adjusted. So I think when I adjust this thing, it's going to be money. I mean, it's money now. I mean, only a couple of shots. It only took me one shot to adjust to what I was doing, and it hit everything after that. Like I said, all the water jugs were hit the second shot. One of them was hit the first shot. It just didn't go down, and then it went down on the third shot. So yeah, that was fun. I'm really excited about this one. This is the one I said I was going to buy, the 20 round magazine, and you know, we're having a shootout between all my 22s to see which one was going to be the replacement for the shotgun. We'll see. This is going to be the test right here to see how this 20 round magazine works on this thing, and if it works great, I'm gonna have to get a couple more of those. So let's see what we can do with that. That bucket's about 35 yards on a cinder block. I think I hit it almost every time before I knocked it down. So yeah, this gun here is on point, no doubt. I'm very happy with it. Very happy with it. But anyway, I'm gonna go as usual. That's not a gun that, like I said, I would suggest for somebody on a homestead budget, off-grid budget to buy. I mean, if you're just going to buy the gun and it's on sale for $239, $229, you might as well go ahead and throw that one in the truck and throw a couple of these turning around magazines with it, and probably about a 500 box Thunderbolt 22 bullets, and we're gonna head down the road with that. But so yeah, that would be a gun. If you just bought just a gun, you would have to buy a cheap scope for it, but I think it's probably gonna be worth every penny of it for you, especially if you're hunting. I can see this thing being an awesome hunting gun. So anyway, I'm gonna make some adjustments on it, and we're gonna bring it back out. We might have a little shoot off between this one and my beloved Savage 64 with a scope. I might even bring the one without the scope on it, and we'll go from there. But anyway, I'm getting off here. I so much appreciate you guys watching my stuff. I mean, I can't even say that enough. Like I said, once I went over to 10,000, I got really excited. So let's go to another 10,000 views, and we'll get some more stuff on here. I probably won't be on here for a couple of days, especially shooting anyway. If I can find something else to do, maybe I'll do a cooking. Or maybe I'll show you how to cook in a little RV kitchen. I think that's what we might do. We might cook in a little RV kitchen. For you boondockers out there who are just pulled up somewhere and you got your little RV kitchen and when you got your little grill set up, I cook like that every day. Well, I won't be able to cook on the grill because all my wood's going to be wet from all this rain. So we'll do a little RV cooking, and I'll show you how I do it in my RV. You guys have a good rest of your day. I appreciate you watching. Much love to you.